Hello YouTube and welcome back to Allie's Wonderland Creations. I am Alice Seraphin and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States. So welcome to my channel everybody. So, oh, you guys have no idea. So I'm going in, I'm recording video number 3 and I get to the end and I'm like, oh no. When I went to adjust the volume, it turned it off. So the whole time I'm creating my card, it's like not recording. So Paper Pumpkin January 2024's video number 3. That means we do go through this one more time. Lovely Lavender is the stamp set, and what the kit is called, it shows you get 4 of these cards, 4 of these, and 4 tags. On the back, of course, is the QR code, a visual of everything in the kit, and the coordinating colors, which I'm not going to go through right now. Sorry, just not. So you got these square bits. The add-on for January, February, March is called the Love of Spring Dies. And the other one, which you guys don't see because I've misplaced it. Oh, here it is. Right here is Love. That, of course, coordinates with this kit. Those were a great purchase, and because I've used them even before this, I need to keep those here. These show you the different sizes. You'll get a better visual of the sentiment strips that come in the kit. This is one of the card bases. The envelope matches it. So this is front, this is back, that's inside the envelope. You get this piece that does these tags. Show you that set in there. So there's that. And then you get these 4 strips that look like this. This is the back of this particular card base. Now, I was using the leftovers from videos 1 and 2 of what I had left of 1 full card base. We're not doing that for this video 3 retake. We're going to make our own similar to this, and you'll see what I mean, because I just don't, I'm not going to cut another one up because I have other ideas. And I only use 1 kit for my alternative videos. Of course, at Christmas I did buy 2, but those are special occasions. So I'm going to set this aside. They did a great thing this time. They gave us this piece of paper, which I need to give them some feedback, and hopefully if y'all give them feedback, tell them to keep doing this, because this folded in half, it shows you all of the stamps that came with the kit. And this is a great little keepsake to keep your little stamps in. This is, of course, where my stamps were. They're all mounted at the moment. And this is just one of the clear envelopes in the annual catalog that I slide that into, and that is keeping that nice and safe. Now you get a better visual of the ephemera, the cutout bits. So you got these 2 are individuals, these 2 are together. You get the Love. This is in Lost Lagoon. This is in Garden Green, and those sentiments. This little one is for the word with that is in the kit right there. So now that I have shown all of that to you guys, I am going to show you, oh, the card. It came out so good too. Oh, Miss Tammy, this card is for you. So anyways, I'm going to send this to Miss Tammy. This is the card. You can see this is the front of the card base. This is the back. I used these 2 from Notes of Nature on this half. I used the Brilliant Wing dies, if I can find them. Here they are. The solid part and the filigree, and it was this big one. Now, I've had to change this up a little bit. I am changing color schemes because I'm not going to repeat the same card. We're going to use this butterfly. This is just some holographic paper I had in my stash. I die cut it. It's on Gorgeous Grape. So we're going to use that in place of that butterfly. And that means I'm changing my card base up. So let's go over what you will need, because we're going to bring in some really old retired paper pumpkin stamps here to do this. So this is a card base, is 4 1/4 by 11. We're gonna score, where's my notes, We're going to score it 2 3/4 and at 8 1/4, or 2 3/4 both ends is what I'm going to do. Then you need 2, this is Berry Burst, 2, let's see, at 2.5 by 4, and 2 pieces of either the card base. I am using white. I'm not going to change this up here. At 2 1/4 by 3 3/4, we're going to stamp on these to try to get as close to a look of these as we can. Clear envelope is what I'm using, and a piece of printer paper that's 4 by 5 1/4 for the label. I'm using the Brilliant Wings, the large butterfly, 2 little ones, and the Love of Spring dies the word love. So with that being said, let's start this all over again. Just a creative opportunity is all this was. So this is my inspiration, but I'm going to put it over there, and we're going to score the card base. Now I've already told you guys you score at 2 3/4 and then at 8 1/4. For my purpose today, remember the dark blade. Stay away from that when you're scoring. That's the cutting blade. The light blade is the one you want. But for today, 1, 2, and 3, even steady pressure. Don't force it. Don't be, like, down. So instead of going to 8 1/4, I'm going to take it out and go to 2 3/4 one more time. Just a little easier on me right now. So 1, 2, and 3. Now, if you've done this correctly, from this score line to this score line is going to be 5.5 inches. I know it's correct, but let me grab, the ruler. And from there to there, 5.5. So we did it. Put that back up there. So now we're going to use the bone folder and give our card base some really nice creases. And one is in, this one is going to come in and meet it. I think my card base is not cut properly here. There is no way. It's off just a hair. So I'm going to, do you see this? That's off just slightly. So we're going to put that in the guillotine and give it a snip and make it nice and, not sure how that happened. There we go. So that little bit is off. Now it's nice and even. So from here, we can glue our Berry Burst pieces, which are, let me look again, 2.5 by 4. Both of these pieces we can glue down. And what did you guys miss in the last video? You missed me having another large goober in my bottle. Did I tell any stories? I told you guys that I got up this morning. I went on my walk. I struggled a bit because I have a torn meniscus in my right knee. But I did get up and I walked a little over a mile before the rain is due to come. The sun is still out. I would like to go for another walk. I get kind of like that. I like, let's do more, right? And then my knee is probably telling me no. The problem being is I had these little earbuds in, listening to some great music while I was walking. And that's why my volume wasn't working on my camera, because I didn't turn off the Bluetooth. Anyway, so we have a clear envelope. Our mailer, of course, is 4 by 5 1/4. The inside piece is 3. I always get something on it. 3 3/4 by 5. We're going to do stamping on all of these. So you can see I've just reversed my colors so that my butterflies match my card base. And that's what I'm trying to do here. So now we're going to get into stamp, stamp, stamp. And that I can retire. Let me grab another piece. Just going to grab this. And we're going to do more stamping. So we're going to start with the inside piece and our label, because those are going to be the easiest to do. I just want to take a peek. I need to reverse it. So I need to do Berry Burst for the hatch piece. All right. So I want to show you guys some options. If you don't have Notes of Nature, like this piece, I went into my little box of paper pumpkin stamps, because we're going to be using some of these to try to recreate. That's not it. Oh, here it is. All right, so here's a little stamp leafy bit. We're probably going to use that. Let's put that on the block. This one has this great little hatchy piece. You could use this. This is from March 2022's kit. Let me show you. Told you, I'm giving you guys options here, right? So, March Beyond the Horizon. It has this leafy bit. This can be substituted for the Notes of Nature piece that I am doing. So I'm going to list these down below. Now, this one is February 2021's Bouquet of Hope. This is before I started storing the flyer. This has this little 3-flower. We're going to use that as well. Stick that over there. And then we have, of course, December's Paper Pumpkin Kit. 1,000 Good Luck Wishes. We're going to use that little dandelion. I'm going to stick that there. Oh, I got more. I got more, guys. Don't fret over it. I've got more to show you. So, to get, let me bring you piece, to get this kind of imagery, this is Expressions in Color from June of 2021. This stamp here, yeah, we're going to use that today. This one right here, and it also has this little bitty one, which I have right there. So there's another stamp set. And like I said, if you guys do paper pumpkin, it's full of stuff you guys should get into and utilize. This one is 10 years of growth. And this one was March 2023. This was a double stamp set. This has this great big leafy bit. I think we're going to utilize that. It also has those little dots in there. And I already have that mounted. Let me set that aside. One more to show you. I know you guys are probably like, just get on with it. But I want to show you how versatile your paper pumpkin. So this one has this great little dot splatter bit. And this one here we're going to use. And this one is from April 2023's kit. This was that stained glass kit. So we also have Wildflower Path, and of course I am utilizing this bit and this bit of the Notes of Nature. So now let's get on with it, right? Let me try to keep all these like figured out. So this of course is my mailer, and I'm reversing my colors. So I'm gonna do Stamp Off, and I'm gonna stamp off, and I'm going to stamp. This is for the inside. Stamp off, stamp off, and stamp. Now, one of the stamp sets in our kit is this one. You can see it's stained kind of pink now because of the berry burst. So now I'm going to put it in Gorgeous Grape. I'm going to stamp off. I'm going to stamp in the center, go up, go down. I did this exact same thing in my sample. So stamp off. I just flipped it around there, up and bottom. So this is my mailer, right? And then I'm going to stamp Happy Valentine's Day in... What did I did Berry Burst, so I'm going to do it in Gorgeous Grape. Solid. Nice, dark, Gorgeous Grape. So my mailer is now done, so I'm going to stick this. Where's the envelope, please? Where is that? Oh, right here. It's so clear, you know, it just disappears. So there's my mailer, my label for the clear envelope. Beautiful. We're going to set that aside. We are going to work for our inside piece. Now, our inside piece, we're going to go this way, is going to be done basically the same way. Bring back the Berry Burst. Just working a bit backwards. So stamp off, stamp, Stamp off. Ooh, I kind of got a little too much there. So stamp off. We'll go a little thick here. Stamp off and a little thin there to kind of make it look more symmetrical. Though it's organic, it's not supposed to be. Back to our gorgeous grape, right? Stamp off. Stamp, stamp. Oops, I should have gone up above. I would have preferred. We're going to do it the right way this time. And this is just my preference. Stamp, go up, then bottom. So this is the inside piece. Now, what I did here, I want to show you. Love You So Very Much, which is crooked as crooked can be, but it's what it is. That is for the forever and always. It has You So Very Much. That's what I brought in. Now, Love is going to be in full gorgeous grape to coordinate with, let's see, this coordinates with our card base. Gorgeous grape was the spot, by the way. And then So Very Much, let me switch out stamp pads here, is going to be in Berry Burst, but we're going to stamp off, I think. Let's see, there's one. You can see I already stamped it. Let me see what it looks like. We're going to stamp off twice. So 1, 2, now we're going to stamp right across here. So this is the inside, and I do like it stamped off twice. That's for the inside of our card, which we can now put inside. So I'm going to move those. We're going to get this glued to the inside of our card. Then the real fun stuff begins, right? When we can start working on trying to imitate the card base that came in the kit. So this goes here. We're not going to do all the final stuff until the end. So there we go. We're going to set that up, and away. Close the lid on this bit. Move that. And here are my bits. Right and left. We're going to try to go with the right first. And I'm going to definitely need to turn it this way. Trying to figure out which way is going to work better. So this is where that little Impressions of Ink stamp set, which one are you? Expressions in Ink Color 2021 stamp comes into play. I want to start not with Gorgeous Grape, but with Highland Heather. Just a little softer in tone. And see, this is full strength. I want to take a look. This is second strength. So I think we're going to use a combination of both of these. Yes. Okay. So this is here. So I can bring it in. I don't want to start anywhere in the center. I'm going to stamp here. Oh, really nice. I'm going to stamp there. Then I'm going to stamp like right here. Now I'm going to stamp off. So stamping off, I'm going to bring it over there. Stamp off. I'm going to bring it here, just overlapping it. You, of course, could have used blender brushes. You could have used anything to get a purpley bit of a background on this. But this is how I thought I would solve my dilemma. A little bit more here. I'm going to turn it around and do that little bit. Okay, so look how close that is. Where's the envelope flap? That looks pretty darn good, doesn't it? I'm really, really happy with it. Yeah, yes. Okay, so next what I did is I used the Notes of Nature, this one, and we're going to use Berry Burst. So this color ink was the Highland Heather. So Notes of Nature. No, this is supposed to be Gorgeous Grape. I'm looking at that thinking, I'm not doing the same. I'm switching the couples up. So this is supposed to be Gorgeous Grape. And that is Highland Heather. I mean, so the little hatch bits is supposed to be, why? Okay, we're going to go with it this way. Stamp off, because I already did it. So I went a little bit here, stamp off, and I went a bit there. Don't care for anything up here. Maybe, hold on. I think I got it on my lip, actually. I did. All right. Now, Gorgeous Grape. Right there. Full strength. Right here in the corner. I'm not worried if it's straight or not. It's okay. Trust me. It just is. Ooh, I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so next I needed to bring in this little one here, and we're going to do Gorgeous Grape. But I'm going to move Berry Burst out of my way. And Highland Heather, because I'm going to, of course, stamp off, stamp on, stamp off, on, stamp off, on. Now, I need some more Berry Burst in this, so we're going to switch that up, and let's find, right here. This one is not that one, not that one, not that one. Oh my goodness, which one is it? It's one of these guys. Oh, here's some more. I'm telling you, when you have paper pumpkin, you have so many options. Oh, March's or April's. This one is where this one came from, I think. Yep, right here. And if you didn't have that little hatch bit, you could use this one. So this stamp set is April 2023's Paper Pumpkin Kit. So Berry Burst is our choice, and we're going to do full strength. So we're going to just do a little bit. Should have probably stamped off a little bit. Oh my God, that's really strong. And a little bit. Maybe a teeny bit there. Okay. Learned Berry Burst, stamp off. I think this one is done. It is. So we're going to glue that to the left side. Ooh, it is pretty though. Very, very, very pretty. This one did its job. I can set that aside. Now the hard part is going to be getting the glue to work right. No. It's going to be getting that garden green in the other one and trying to keep as small as possible the stamps that I use. I want them to be tiny, but this looks really close. Look at that. Really, really close. This little bit here, that was from Notes of Nature. So let's go on to our next bit, and I'm hoping that I don't mess this up. So this one has more of that white background. Now I'm not pulling in Pretty Peacock. I could do Lost Lagoon. I just don't see a lot. Where is the Lost Lagoon? Yeah. My tower is knocking things down. It's a good thing my drink has a lid on it, everybody, because it just got, okay, Lost Lagoon. So we're going to start with our, okay, what are we going to start with? We are going to start, this is probably going to be my Lost Lagoon. This will be something, who knows? Like I said, I got lots of little choices here. Do one there, flip it this way, do one there, and this little one, oops, there's that linen thread. Guess we could do that on that one, because we need lots of little space to make stuff look like it's growing. So this one is going to be garden green. And I'm just going to start. I'm going to go here. Oops, that didn't look so hot. Gonna go there. Don't want too much. I just want to bring in the color. There we go. Now I'm going to bring in the Lost Lagoon. And I think I do want this one stamped off. So that is full. We want it that light bit. So stamp off. I'm going to put some like right here. Turn that over. Stamp off nicely. Maybe do it like that. Ink yourself up while you do it. That's always the way. Gonna add a little there. Really liking the Lost Lagoon. And probably a little there. Just a little hint. I can always add more later. I just can't remove it without starting over. And I don't want to start over again. So now we need flowers. So we have a combination of Berry Burst, Highland Heather, and it does have, what's that other goldy color in there? Let's look at what it says. Where's the sheet? I'm thinking wild wheat, but is that crushed curry, gorgeous grape, Highland Heather, pretty peacock? This is like crumb cake or something. That is not listed on the coordinating colors. Unless, oh, is that what they're calling crushed curry? I am not adding that in there. It looks more like wild wheat. I might add that. So let's go ahead and just dive in. And we are going to start with Highland Heather. I'm going to take a look. I want this to be full strength. So Highland Heather. Okay, I'm going to set that one aside. I can always add more of that one later. What I do want is I know I want this one to be Berry Burst. If I can find the Berry Burst. Now, my little stem here is going to be garden green. So I inked the front up. Now I'm inking up the stem. So I can add... Oh, I didn't even get the stem in it. I'll do what I did before. I'm going to add maybe that there. It didn't lay all the way down. So let's do this. Then turn it. Oh, that looks pretty. So now huffing on it. There. Little bit of something. I need a little bit more of this. Like right here. Stamping again. When I went inside earlier, my husband's like, okay, I'm doing research for our anniversary. I said, research? Because in February, we'll have been married 36 years. And it seems like on every anniversary, I am sick, he's sick, I'm in bed because of my back, I've had surgery. It's just something or another. It just never adds up. And one year he had planned to take me to Port Angeles and Forks because I read the Twilight series. And I won't say I'm a freak fan, but I enjoyed it. I think it was, you know, well done. Anyway, so this year he's like, we're going. I'm taking you. There's one of the houses they used is now a bed and breakfast. We can go do that. I can take you around. He grew up here, so he knows just about everything. We need something. Oh. This one. This one is going to be Berry Burst, but light. So he's in there doing research for us. I like it the light. I don't like it full strength. So stamp off. Now we are going to add this big one right there. Stamp off. We're not going to need a whole lot of this. Ooh, but that is pretty. Now we're going to add just a hint of it here and there. I need some gorgeous grape of some kind of a flower. What have I not used. I haven't used this one. So let's see. These are like little flowers in the wind. I'm not going to use them on the stem. I just want them as they are. I'm going to take this off the block. I ran out and I thought I had so many. So Gorgeous Grape. Let's take a look. I need to really see it. That's full strength. We're going to do full strength. So I'm going to scatter these like here. Oh. Here. There. A little bit everywhere. We do need a little of, I think I'm going to add wild wheat. Because I know they say crushed curry, but from my view of it, it looks to me more, let's see my stuff here. Of course, wild wheat has to be at the bottom of my container. These are my in colors. All right, I want to tell you it's right in front of me and I couldn't find it. It was right on that basket. So this is the wild wheat. Let's take a look. You see that? That really looks like wild wheat to me. So we're going to give this a test. Ink pads everywhere. They're all dangerous. I need a little, ooh, I have that little wee one we haven't used. I was like, I need a little something. Let's take off the width. And let's take a look at this. That's really green, but I like that. So stamp off. We're going to stamp a little here. You can get several of these. Yes, it's just adding. I was making sure I stamped off. So there, there. Stamp off again over here, right there. Oh, I'm really, really happy with that. But now I'm thinking, okay, it does need a little yellow, maybe. So a little, we'll try the crushed curry. Maybe stamped off a couple of times. Here comes the crushed curry. Let's see. This little one is September 2020's Paper Pumpkin, a fall themed, but it has this wee little flower, which I think will do the trick. So stamp off. Oh, it is. It was definitely crushed curry. So stamp off. We're going to add 2 just little bits of it. I think we're doing pretty good. That one, you could hardly see it, so let's try that again. Not sure, like right there. Okay, so we're done. I'm going to move all of this away, close up the ink pads that are directly in front of me here. Give me a sec. I got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ink pads to come up with this, which I think worked out very, very well. A little bit of everything in there under the sun to try to make a card that I already created, right? So now we're gonna, it's not gonna be identical, but it's gonna do a really good job of getting all those colors we want in there. I'm happy with it. I would have been happier if it hadn't like turned my video off when I went to do the volume. When I realized it wasn't recording because I had to turn the Bluetooth off. So it's still pretty good for me. I'm still really happy with it. Now comes in these other bits. So these are from the Honeybee Bloom stamp set. The die set. This and this. And I want to show you, here's my little flower, how you guys see me do this so many times. This is a little strip that I cut from the envelope that was spare that I told you I'm going to keep it. So I took the die and I just put it on its side and I die cut the little tip of the flowers. So I have one more to put on. I'm just going to squeeze, that's an awful lot of glue. So let's take some off. And I'm using those lovely reverse tweezers, putting that there. And there's my little flowers, just like this one. However, I'm thinking I add these now to this one, just to fill it in. I'm not, and then I have this bit, which I can add over here. So that's what I'm thinking. So let me get my butterfly, because the butterfly is going to go like this. So you're not going to see where that stem lands until she's there. And I really do like that. I wish I had one more, but guys, I just don't have it. I don't. So we're going to opt out for it. So I could just do the one, but I like the two, and I'm going to use the two. I'm just going to do, because I like it. Oh, if you hear that little snoring, that's my little chihuahua. My little old chihuahua, who can't join me on my walks anymore because she's so old. She just lays down and then I have to tote her around for a mile. And she's a chunky chihuahua, guys. She might be a teacup, but she's a chunky little butt because she's so old she can't do a whole lot. So, and I'm not forcing her to. She's got enough problems. Poor little thing. She has alopecia, so most of her hair is gone on her backside. My husband was so sweet when we found her. And I've probably told you guys this story before, but so I love rescuing old dogs. And I had this little old man Dotson that I rescued from the Humane Society. I went there to make a donation with my daughter, and she's like, let's go inside. And I said, no, I just can't, because if I go in there, I'm going to bring a dog home, and your dad told me specifically not to do this. These are, by the way, some more of those brilliant butterfly dies, the little ones that have no cutouts on them. Anyways, so we go in there, and there's this sweet little long-haired little Dotson. His name is Oscar, and his mother was dying of cancer on her deathbed, and her children, forgive me for whatever reason, they took his sister, because she had bred Dotsons before. They took the sister, they took the cats, and they took Oscar to the Humane Society. Didn't tell them anything about him. And they took him there because he had a heart murmur. They just didn't tell anybody. Anyways, so I could not stand it. I'm in there crying my eyes out thinking, this poor dog has lost, his sister. I'm just cutting out some of the white because I didn't get it totally like how I would like it. So I'm just crying my eyes out, and we have to leave because I promised my husband I would not bring a dog home, right? And I'm not going to break the promise. And my daughter calls up my husband and says, Dad, Mother is crying her eyes out and we're driving away. She's like, how dare you tell her not to bring a dog home? She lost her dog, and, she just, how dare you? And so he turned around. He's like, tell her to go turn around and go get the blasted dog. That's how I ended up with Oscar. But now my little Oscar, I only got to keep him for like 2.5 years. And I cried so badly that my husband says, baby, I just can't watch you go through this anymore. I just can't. It's so painful to watch your heart break. And you keep rescuing these old dogs that you only get to keep for a couple of years. And I'm like, I know, but they need somebody. They need to have, in their last days, they need to know they're loved. They need to have a good, safe home. And I can do that for them. And he's like, but look what you do to yourself. So for about a month, I was dogless. I mean, we had dogs, but they weren't my little dogs. And one day he comes to me. He's like, I'm going to go look at a new boat motor. He's like, you going to come with me? And he means new. He means, somewhere online, a used one. And so he's like, come with me. And I was like, no, I don't want to go. So I go with him. And the whole way, guys, I was a witch. Badly. I was like, this is the last thing you need. you have 3 boat motors. You've got 2 of this, 1 of this kind, 1 of this kind, a big boat motor. What do you need for a boat motor? And I'm just going off. I am just going off on him, telling him how much he does not need a boat motor. And we start to drive right by the Humane Society, and he swiftly turns into the Humane Society. And I said, what are you doing? I said, this is the last place you want me to be at. And he's like, oh no. He's like, I have this planned. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, nope. He's like, there's a little dog that is in need of you. And I think you need this little dog. And he takes me in there. And the little dog didn't want nothing to do with me. And, you know, special needs. She was in bad shape when they got her, really bad shape. She weighs about 5.5 pounds, but she only weighed like 2 pounds. She was in really bad shape. And they're like, she'll need medication for the rest of her life, this and that. And I looked at my husband and he just nodded at me. And I said, we'll take her. We'll take her. She's mine. And that's how I got my DD. Oh, my little DD, my little bossy Chihuahua. Love this little dog to pieces. Just love her. I love each and every one of them. And when they pass, each and every one of them breaks my heart. And I go back and I do it again. And I do it because I tell people this all the time. My first little dog, I feel that she loved me enough that I can love another and give another a safe home. And I do. And I rescue the ones that have been there the longest, the ones that people don't want to either put the money out for their vet bills or whatever. And that is how I end up with my dogs. And I am just fine with that way of getting them. So making sure. You can see me, I did all that fussy cutting because I am going to add this. It's not going to be the same, but I do want to add this down here. I probably will cut it. We're just going to do it right there. And then this bit, I'm going to take, and you guessed it, I'm going to glue it somewhere else on there. So here this is. I think this would be better served like right there. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue there. Maybe. If it will let me, and if it'll let me pick it up. So anyways, that's my little story on little TT. Oh, so many little dogs. My daughter says, Mama, you got a pet cemetery going on in the backyard. I said, that's okay. She's like, yeah, Stephen King's. You're his nightmare. And I said, that's okay with me, honey. I said, my little dogs love me. And I love them. So, just a little bit of funny humor about me and my little dogs. Of course, up until like my kids were, I think, 10 or 11 and 12, we'd always had big hunting dogs. And the first, I got this little dog. She was half Chihuahua and half Shih Tzu. And she was the dog that nobody wanted from the litter. And my husband was coaching Little League, and one of his, the other coaches came to him and asked him, you know, hey man, do you think, you know, you guys might take in this other little dog? She was an accidental breeding. She wasn't intended to happen. And, oh, that was the wrong butterflies. I want the berry burst. You'll see why in a minute. He's like, yeah, I'll ask my mom. And I got this little dog, and she literally fit in your hands like this. Her name was Molly. And oh, my little Molly. That little dog loved me to pieces. She loved my family, too. Everybody loved Molly. But she was my first little dog. And ever since then, yep, I do think that she loved me enough, and I'm going to say that I made a mistake, and I was supposed to do those purple ones, so let's just put the purple ones right on top of these berry burst. Yeah, I made a mistake. All right, so we're just going to cover them up. It's just going to give them a little bit more of dimension to them. It's just, sometimes it just happens. It's not worth it for me to pull those off. Just cut more of them. Got plenty of scrap paper in these colors. So now, this is why I was going to go with the Berry Burst, but I like the purple. I have the Berry Burst in the Love, and we are going to stick that on this. Problem being for me is that this is slick metallic. I'm not sure how I'm going to get this to stay there unless I use fandangled glue dots here. So I'm going to just take a strip and just cut them carefully in half because I just want a little bit of them. Because the other one, it was on paper, right? I did a white butterfly on top of the Berry Burst butterfly, but now I need, because this one's already made. So now I'm going to use this, take off the backing, and carefully put glue dots on the Love. And I'm sorry, guys, that this is taking so long. Hopefully my crazy little stories of my my life there make you guys feel you guys know me a little better. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome to my crazy life. But I guess from me telling you about how I rescued these dogs, it didn't surprise me at all that my daughter rescued her dog Lucy when this stray dog was killing her girlfriend's chickens. And the girl was like, can you just, she is so badly matted. She's a doodle mix, a doodle and a Bouvier mix. They have determined. She's like, could you, she's so badly needed of being, a bath and being cleaned up. And she knew my daughter had gone, worked her way through school being a dog groomer, which now that's what she does. Anyways, so that's how we ended up with Lucy. And like 2 months later, my daughter brings her home and we're like, oh no, you don't. No, this is the last thing we need is another dog. And Lucy's personality was just so crazy that we had to keep her. There was no way getting on it. And 2 months later, Lucy was hit by a car. She couldn't walk for 2 years. 7 surgeries later, we still got Lucy. We got the Lucy Goose. And she is, I tell my grandson all the time, I'm looking for that last glue dot. You do not, he tells me all the time, I need my mom to get me a sibling. And my daughter's like, oh no, that's not happening. And I'm like, Hank, you have a sibling. Her name is Lucy. She just has 3 legs instead of 2. And he looks at me and he says, that so does not count. Like, oh, but it counts. And I think the last O on that E, that glue dot might have to come off. So let's get this on here. Nope, I can make it. Oh, there we go. Oh, beautiful. It did it. Look. Oh, we did it. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So now we need the rhinestones, and I just had them. And I think we're going to go with the iridescent ones for this. These are actually, I think, from a paper pumpkin. And I'm not going to use those because I have these to use. So we don't need a whole lot. This one has so much going on. So we're going to do, I want 1, 2, and 3. So I want one here. I want a medium one here. And I want a large one down here. And they have all that fire and color in them. Great. So sorry, I had to remake the card. It's just how it is. And I had to do all that stamping. I'm looking for my envelope carefully. So I just had a sample to show you. So these are my versions. Oh, I forgot the inside. Look at that. I do I have something now for the inside? Because I used both of those. What do I have? I don't have anything, but, oh, I have a couple of butterflies. We'll put these purple butterflies inside. Looks like I'm going to be die cutting some more. So here's a butterfly. And here is a butterfly. So Miss Tammy, let me know which one you want, the purple or the berry burst. Your choice. And then I'll stick your name on it. And when I'm done with my paper pumpkin review, it's all yours, honey. So thank you guys so much for watching and listening to me prattle on about my love for dogs. I've tried rescuing cats, found out I'm allergic, so that didn't go so well. But anyways, as always, I would love to know your opinions about how you think I did with tying in this to this. It's not exact. It's just to give me the colors that are in there. I think I did pretty darn good. And as always, I want to invite you to come back and visit me in my Wonderland. Bye-bye for now, everybody.